Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. This guy right here is Evil Mike, or Mike if you prefer. And I got a review for you. I'm going to take you back to 1983 with DC's Amethyst, Princess of Gem World. This is issue number 2, volume 1. Let's get into it. We got writers is Dan Mishkin, and we got co-creator is Gary Cohn. Then we got artist by Ernie Colon. Letters is John Costanza, and then we got colors by Tom Ziuko. So in the first issue, we came across Amy, a 13-year-old who was just finding out that she is also a princess to a alternate dimension. Place. It has different gem locations, and hers happens to be the purple realm, Amethyst, if you prefer. But she is the princess to the Amethyst Kingdom, and she has just recently found this out. She went to Gem World in the first issue. She met, found out about her parents. Found out about the main bad guy, Dark Opal, and the Opal Kingdom. After meeting a couple more of the cast members, like the witch Citrina, and then the Amethyst main guardsman. I think his name is Granch. But Amethyst, she's still a 13-year-old girl. When she goes back to Gem World, time works differently, and she ages very rapidly. And so she's still kind of a teenager at heart. And all this is a lot to take in. Finding out that she has other parents, that they're possibly dead. That she's a ruler of a kingdom, next in line kind of thing. So she does go back to, our world on Earth, and she's kind of, just been here for a couple of days, relaxing. They do show that that in the last issue, that as she is going through this portal, to go back home, that there was somebody in wait for her, and it happens to be Dark Opal's son. I think his name is like Cornelian, but he is shown here on the front cover with his cat, which will be introduced a little later. But he's basically kind of like waiting his time, and eventually Amy does kind of make that travel back to Gem World, and when she does, that's when he seizes his moment. And he kind of grabs her with a weird stealthy quickness that for one Amy has never seen, but she is not aware of how he is that quick, because she does try and use some of her magic on him, and he knows that he needs to get the gem away from her, which he does using a dagger. Eventually, because they are like right on the cuff of this realm, the Amethyst guards rush in and try and protect Princess Damasa. At the same time, he is kind of moving her forward into the Amethyst household, where we do run into the witch, Citrina, and that's who he wanted to have the conversation with. He basically forces her, because he has Amethyst kidnapped, and he's basically forcing her to cast a protection spell on House Amethyst, and basically making sure that all the guards in the castle remain still, and she does this by turning all their lower halves into trees. When this happens, he just basically okay, that's exactly what I wanted. Now I'm gonna go take Princess back to Dark Opal, and I'll complete my mission. And as long as y'all don't come after me, nothing will happen to her, kind of thing. We do get back at Castle Dark Opal, in his fortress and stuff, what's been going on. And of course, we had run into Sardonax in the last issue, and he failed trying to, kidnap the princess himself. So he's kind of like in danger with Dark Opal and dealing with that. They do show that, um, back home, her parents, Amy's Earthling parents, are kind of questioning where she is. But of course, time moves really slow in Earth compared to Gem World. Weeks can go on or months can go on before one single minute moves on Earth. They do get into the part of the story where Amy went into Gem World not by herself, but she was also accompanied by her dog, because in the last issue, the father, the Earthling father, Amy's father, made the dog, which is named Taffy, but Taffy had promised that Taffy would protect Amy regardless of where she went. So of course Taffy went with her, and Amy was not aware that Taffy had followed her through the portal, and then she was captured by that guy, right? So Taffy has been kind of floating through the tunnel that takes us between Gem World to Earth, and somehow is getting closer to Castle Amethyst, and the witch Katrina can hear him and releases Taffy into their world. And when they meet him, they're kind of weirded out. It's the first time they are seeing a dog of any breed, and they really think he is some kind of a ferocious monster that Dark Opal has sent through a portal or something to attack him. And Katrina kind of gets this, she can feel that the dog is tied with Amethyst, and quickly learns that it is, and basically kind of turns Sunny around, basically stating that that Taffy might be Amethyst's only hope, because all the soldiers are all stuck at the moment. We do finally get kind of a moment where where they are using the mature title, but we kind of get a creepy scene with Cornelius, since she is kind of being held hostage type situation. He kind of has a touchy-feely moment with her, and in this moment we see that we already know the Gem World's not all that peaceful and everything, but we do see that a kind of a forest snake has crept up on the two of them while Cornelian is trying to get the little touchy-feely with Amethyst. We also get this, further on with the adventure with Taffy, and he, encounters these wild kind of stray, beasts in Gem World, and there's this moment where they kind of offer the single combat with Taffy, because they're not sure what kind of animal he is, but instead of the whole pack attacking him, they do single combat, and Taffy does. He does take some battle damage, but he emerges in victorious fashion. They kind of jump through and they show some more of what Amy's parents are going through, and they're kind of at this point where they realize Taffy's gone too, and they're kind of more at ease knowing that Taffy is with them. We also see that the witch Katrina is finally releasing all these soldiers from the spell that she cast earlier, and they are on their way to go try and help out Amethyst. We see that Dark Opal is kind of getting closer to something he is planning, because he kind of opens his door and he tells Sardonax that he has some emissaries from the Yarn or Varn approaching, and he goes to meet them. The Varn are shown here, and they look pretty badass actually, but they speak in this foreign language that supposedly only Dark Opal can understand. But basically they have this contract set aside, and Dark Opal is approving of it, and they need blood. Eventually he does ask Sardonax, come on man, yeah, I need some blood, and he makes Sardonax cut himself, for the blood, saying that he already failed, and what's a little blood. We do get another scene where, Cornelian is still, on his way to the Opal Fortress to deliver Amethyst, and again he's getting a little sidetracked where he tries the touchy-feely, again with Amy, and this time luckily Taffy has caught up and comes to Amy's rescue. With everything going on and all that is you know, stacked against Taffy. He does only act as a distraction, but long enough for Princess Amy to get her Amethyst stone and start using her magic. She does wield a couple blasts, and she is able to, you know, create like a protection shield, which in this series would be the first time that she did that, because she still is learning how to, you know, use the magic. I mean, she basically just learned it a couple days before, kind of. They do show where that Cornelian had got them close enough, where they were close enough to, you know, Dark Opal's fortresses, and we see that you know, some of his soldiers have taken notice and they have come to the aid of Cornelian. Taffy has been kind of waiting for this, because when he killed that other beast, you know, he literally became the pack master, and he kind of guided those other beasts this way, kind of like ambushing them, and he basically calls them when he needed them, and we see that the beasts, you know, pop out and start attacking the soldiers that are coming to aid Cornelian. With all the confusion, Amethyst kind of seizes her moment, and she does realize something, as you know, that she exploits. But as they were traveling, you know, it is mentioned that the cat is a robot, and she had been trying to figure out what was the power source. And weirdly enough, it was right by the harness, by where she was kind of handcuffed as they were traveling. And now with her magic power, she does remember that Granch had told her that there was different versions of the magic, and she remembers him talking about a fire spell. So she does attempt to do it, and with success, exploding the cat into a million pieces, and Cornelian just getting like really pissed. You know, Princess Amethyst is caught in the blast, and as soon as he recovers, he gets up and pulls out a pistol and starts shooting at everybody. At this time, you know, Katrina and the Amethyst forces show up, and he misses Amethyst, who he was firing at first, but then takes some shots off at the witch Katrina and misses, but does manage to shoot someone that is kind of standing like right by her, as you can see in some of these panels. Amy does mention that she finds it oddly strange that he has a gun, you know, screaming out, "What the F? He's got a gun." But he kind of, after he shoots that soldier, he kind of hops on one of their like lizard-looking vehicles and takes off, going back to you know, Fortress Opal, as we see here. And he gets here, and his dad, and you know, he's basically like, "I'm sorry, Dad, I failed you." And his dad smacks the crap out of him, and he's like, "Yes, you are sorry," and basically tells him that he has more uses for both him and Sardoniacs now that both of them have failed. But he also states that now it's time to get his hands dirty. But that's where the issue leaves us off at. But a couple things I can say. You know, the art for me is amazing. The story is pretty detailed, extensive. You know, they're setting up this the world of Gem World, and we already know it gets a little more vast. But for an older issue and an older read, it reads, you know, well with the times, that kind of thing. It was a really good issue, and I'm looking forward to issue 3. I know this isn't for everybody. I'm kind of into Amethyst. This is also sponsored by Miss So, who gave me all these issues for me to read and review. So this is, you know, I'm trying to take care of these as often as I can, fitting in all the other stuff I read. But that's my review. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that goodness. It is New Comic Book Day, so get out there and get some comics, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.